Right, guys, so I am going out today, just doing like last second shopping for my classroom. There are a couple things that I noticed I needed from the last setup day, and I have to go back this week. So it's teacher work days. It's officially, summer is over. We did start off getting coffee, of course. So I didn't actually get a coffee, but we went to 7 Brew and I got that Ocean Breeze blue drink. Can you hold it up for them? My sister's with me. And I gotta say, I understand the hype because it is actually so delicious. So that's what I'm drinking because I already had my coffee today. But I'm gonna take you with me to go shopping for whatever I am needing. If I'm being honest, I don't actually know where we're going at this point. Well, we're just going with the flow. Okay, so first stop is Goodwill. See if we can find some stuff, save our dime a little bit, and of course, our travel cup holders that connect to carts. I'm telling you right now, I've said it before in my videos. I'm linking them below. These are a true lifesaver. My sister can attest because I gave her one. We take these everywhere with us, and it's gonna hold our drinks. And it's gonna be lovely. It's gonna be a lovely time. So I'm gonna take you with me into Goodwill, see if we can find anything for my classroom in there. The first thing that I found was this apple that was pretty much like a checkerboard, but you'll see why I didn't get it here in a second, because as soon as I held it up, it broke into pieces and the beads went flying everywhere. The next thing I saw were these apple clips. I thought they would be really good for like hanging up student work. I don't do that in my classroom, so I didn't end up getting these. And in my classroom, I'm trying to get them away from computer games and more towards like board games. So I have been looking in the board game section. I didn't find anything today, but I did get quite a few last year. All right, so we went to that Goodwill. I didn't get a lot of footage, but you saw me break something, so that was fun. And I'll do a haul at the end. And now we're at another Goodwill because we're also looking for my sister's birthday decorations. We're trying to thrift as much as we can to save a little coin, but yes,
it's not going well.
It's not going well.
I've been trying for a whole month, not going well.
Yeah, it's supposed to be like, it's her golden birthday, which I didn't even know what that was. She had to tell me. So we're having a golden tea party, and so we're trying to find like teacups, which we usually see a billion teacups every time we go places, but for some reason now that we're looking for them, they're nowhere to be found. So we're at the second Goodwill, so I'll show you what's in there if there's anything worth taping. The other one was very hard to record at because it was packed. This one also seems packed, so we'll see. Okay, the first section I was looking in were the lamps because I'm trying to get more lighting options in my classroom. I hate using the fluorescent lights. I love that one with the red lampshade, but it was broken. Okay, so I've been looking for rugs, but I mean, maybe I'm crazy. You guys can comment, but $25 for a used rug is kind of crazy, right? Like, I just got one from Amazon for like $17. Sorry for the loud noise, the bathroom's next to me, but $25 is a little insane. All right, so I said that my last classroom haul was the last haul, but then I got more, okay? Sue me, I don't care, all right? So the first place I actually did go to, which I did not film because it was super overwhelming, was this store called Falling Prices, where like each day the price goes down to everything, and it's basically just like a lot of like overstock. So I got these bins. You can't really tell, but this is pink and it's green with like a pink knob. I got 2 of each, and I figured those would be really good for my coffee bar. So got some of those, and when I went, everything was just $1, and then the next day it's 35 cents. So those I got for $1. Okay, the next thing I got at that Falling Prices store was some towels, washcloths. They're like those microfiber ones, I believe, but use these in my classroom to keep it clean because they get dirty, or my classroom gets dirty all of the time. And then I got this pointer stick. Look at it, it's huge. I actually have one in my classroom, but it's not this big, so I got one of these bad boys. Okay, and then I found some just like garland, like flags. I figured this would be cute just to go on like one of my bulletin boards, maybe 2 bulletin boards, you know, get crazy with it. And then the last thing I got from that store for my classroom is a K-Pod like organizer, because I have a Keurig in my classroom that I do let my students use, and I don't have a solid like storage for that. So this I actually think will be very useful. Okay, and then the next thing I got at Walmart, because I have no self-control, and it was this coffee pillow. Okay, fun fact, my classroom like theme, I don't really do themes, but my first classroom I ever had, I was going with like a coffee shop theme. I still use that pretty often, like in my examples and stuff as a coffee shop, but I saw this pillow and I was like, I have to have that. I don't know why, but I have it now. Okay, and then to go along with my coffee station in my classroom, I did stop at Hobby Lobby and got one of these paper like awnings, because I thought that would be really cute over my area that has my coffee station. Totally unnecessary, but I've actually been wanting one of these for a while. Now I'm debating on painting the black stripes a different color, because my sister's shaking her head that I should, because my classroom is not like, there's not a lot of black going through it. It's like very colorful. I feel like this might throw it off, so I might paint this. I don't know what color yet, but I think I will. All right, and the next place we went, which I did give a little footage for, was Goodwill. And I think I've talked about this before, but I'm really trying to get different like alternative lighting than rather than using the fluorescent lights in my classroom. So I got 2 different lamps. So I have this, just like this one here. Okay, that's gonna go somewhere in my classroom. But I also got one for my desk, which is this purple one here. So I'm gonna put this one on my desk. That one will be kind of like in a corner somewhere, probably all, you know, all cute and aesthetic and everything that my students probably don't care about, but I do. Okay, and going along with that lighting thing, which is actually, I was looking for these at Goodwill because I didn't want to buy them new, was Christmas lights. Yes, I did test them. They all work. I got 3 bundles just like this, and they were only $1 a piece. So I think that's a pretty good deal because there's quite a lot here. So I'm gonna line that in my classroom. You'll see how I do it when we do my classroom setup video, which I'm gonna start tomorrow, so you'll see that Friday. And then last but not least, from Amazon, because that's where I get most of my stuff, I got these stickers, the number stickers, so that way I can put these on my computers. If you saw my classroom part 1, classroom setup part 1, you know that I'm in a computer lab. And I like to number the computers because they do have assigned seats. They need assigned seats to stay calm and stable, okay? So all of my stickers were falling off last year, so that was something that I actually did need. And then I got a rug, a runner, to go in my classroom because, again, I've told you guys this before, but my floors are pretty gross. So I'm just trying to cover it with a bunch of rugs, real like bohemian style, you know what I mean? This was really cheap on Amazon, actually, that rug. So I got that. I also got 2 different borders, which I'm gonna put here because they haven't come in yet. You see them? One of them I already have in my classroom. I just ran out last year, so I needed more. And then I got some highlighters. I use highlighters actually pretty often in my class. And then what else did I get that hasn't come in yet? I can't remember. Oh, a matte spray to spray on my things that are laminated so that the lights don't shine on it and you can't actually see it. The last thing from Amazon that I got was a new tapestry, because I have one that's like a book, like it looks like a library, but if I'm being honest, like my room's pretty like bright and colorful, and that's like the only thing in my room that's like dark and like dingy almost. Like it almost feels like you're in like a super, super dark library. So I actually got this tapestry here. And you can see it kind of relates to my business classes because in my intro to business class, I do teach them how to write like SMART goals. So I figured if I have that up, anytime I tell them to write a goal for themselves, they can use that as reference. So it almost works as if it's like a bulletin board. So that's everything that I've gotten for my class. That's probably the last couple things I'm gonna get for my class, other than like, you know, stuff to help me hang things and light bulbs for these lamps, like all the boring stuff that you probably don't want to see. And my next video will be the final day of my classroom setup, because I am starting school this week. My summer break is over, so you'll see my full classroom tour in my next video on Friday, so stay tuned for that.